There we go. So I just want to give you a little context for what our practice today is going to be about. In the last 2 weeks, we've focused on flexibility and we've focused on balance last week. This week, we're going to focus on strength, which is really the third way that yoga serves not only the physical body, but the emotional and mental body. I mean, I don't think anybody would disagree that it's important to feel physically strong. It makes life so much more doable, even the routine things we have to do day in and day out, like carrying groceries or cleaning our houses or walking our dogs, just the routine things. But the interesting thing about yoga is it's also a metaphor for other aspects of our life. So when I say strength, I like to say it makes you stronger in the sense that you can stand up for what you believe in, that you feel comfortable speaking your truth, and that when you see injustice or problems in the world, you're not fearful about taking a stand and feeling strong. So I would invite you today, when you do your practice, and we're going to work on the upper body, we're going to work on the lower body, we're going to do some stuff to build core strength and integrate all of that. But to think about things in your life that you might like to be stronger with. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a person who's pushing the boundaries, who's pushing your buttons. So a way to be firm, to be kind, but to also be firm. So please make sure you have a yoga tie, because we're going to be using those for the upper body stretches. Oh, I see people getting up from their chairs. They forgot their yoga ties. Okay, so I'm going to go to my chair while you all get your ties, and we will begin. So let's just roll the shoulders just a bit. A few circles in one direction, a few circles in the other direction. And maybe invite those shoulders up towards your ears. Create some tension in your hands and arms. Press your feet into the floor. Take a deep breath in, hold it in, find a muscle to squeeze, and then let it go with a sigh. Ha. Just allowing your eyes to close. And we begin to refocus our day on the body, the breath, and the moment. Letting all the other things on the to-do list simply rest for a while. And just taking a moment to notice how the breath feels. Notice the quality, the rate, the depth of your breath. Notice any sensations in your body, any emotions, and also your thoughts. Notice how busy your thoughts are and simply inviting them to rest. So I'm going to lightly rest my hands, fingers spread wide, shoulders relaxed, letting my hands rest on my belly, my power center. In yoga, we call it the Manipura chakra. And it's all about who you are, your strength, your individuality, your power. So breathing into the belly, feeling your fingers expand away, and then exhaling, sinking the belly back towards the spine. Beginning ever so gently to awaken those muscles in the core. Breathing in and breathing out, pressing the belly back towards the spine. And if your thoughts should wander away, always bringing them back to the breath, to the moment. And the next time you exhale, you can release your hands from your belly and just take some natural, easy breaths. Just taking a minute to notice how you feel. We'll bring our centering to close by bringing hands to prayer position and joining our voices in the sound of Om. And let that Om come from right down in your belly. So breathing in deeply. Om. Om. Shanti. Peace. May we all know peace. So we'll begin to open up the body and open up the muscles by doing some half sun salutations. We'll just do a couple and we'll do them rather slowly. So it's a time to check in with how your body is feeling today. Beginning with the hands at heart center, pressing into the palms. As you breathe in, allow your arms to sweep up. And exhale, reaching back. Drawing your breath into mountain and then exhaling fully, folding forward. Palms to knees, breathe in, come up halfway. Exhaling and folding. We'll inhale now and draw the breath up. And reach it back on an exhale. Breathing into mountain and back to the heart. Let's do one more of those. Breathing in. And letting it go. Reach it back. Breathe it in. Exhale, fold forward. Ha, let all the breath go. Palms to the knees, breath in halfway. Exhaling and folding. And then inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, reach it back. Breathe it into mountain and exhale back to the heart. And just pause for a minute. So one of the best ways to wake up energy is through the breath. And so we'll be doing some energizing breathing techniques. So know that if you are not in an air-conditioned space and you start to get warm, just sit them out a little bit. We'll begin with the active exhale. So you want to separate your feet a little wider apart. And it's a breath in and 3 exhales as you fold forward. Make sure you let all of the breath go at that very end of the 3rd exhale. So here we go. Breath in, exhale 3 times forward. Blow it out. And then on an inhale, bring yourself back up to a seated position and take a breath. We'll do that twice more. Breath in and release it forward. Squeeze your belly back towards the spine as you exhale. Inhale, sit up. Take a breath. And once more, breathing in. Exhaling forward. And then inhale, sitting back up. And take a breath. So we'll move now into the breath of joy, which is 3 breaths in and 1 exhale as you go forward. And when you go forward, make sure you let out that ha sound as you're letting go of the breath. That will help wake up that power center in your belly. So we breathe in, we breathe in, we breathe in, and let it go with a ha. Good. Inhale, 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 let it go. Sweep the floor. Ha. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. 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 Exhale and ha. And just let yourself hang down. Give your head a shake. Notice how you feel. Oh. And then hands to the hips. Inhale as you come up. So we've been generating some energy. We're going to pull that back into our center. So we're going to reach forward, round the spine towards the back of your chair. And then on an exhale, make fists and pull it back into your body. So here we go. Breathe in and exhale. Ha. Breathe in. Exhale. Ha. Right into that power center. Ha. Ha. If this gets to be too much, ha. Just let your breath, ha, return to normal. Let's do a couple more here. Ha. Grab that energy and pull it in. Ha. And one more. Ha. And then let your hands rest. Take a moment to close your eyes. Notice how you feel. Maybe you feel a little tingly in your fingers and your toes. And open your eyes. So, we're going to do some twists, but we're going to do them more actively. So it's going to be a breath in, and then an exhale to the side, and a breath in and lift, and an exhale to the side. And again, we're going to use that ha sound. So you've probably already noticed that when you make that sound, your belly goes back towards your spine. So you're actually working your abdominal muscles at the same time. So here we go. Breathe in and to the right. Ha. Breathe in and to the left. Ha. 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 Couple more. Ha. Ha. And then lift your arms. Allow them to stay lifted. Drop your shoulders. Press into your feet. Breathe right from your power center. Right from your belly. Good. And release your hands. So make sure you have your yoga tie because we're going to be working with that now. Now, these stretches that we're going to do are pretty powerful. So if you're working with a shoulder issue or if you get tired and just want to stop, by all means, feel free. So I'm going to take my tie and I'm going to separate it a couple of feet apart. Okay, I want to be able to have straight elbows, and I want to keep the tension on both ends of the tie. So whatever movements we do, we're also going to be pulling the tie, pulling the hands away from one another. So let's inhale, bring the tie overhead. Good. And exhale, reach it back, keep the tension on the tie. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bring it forward. Round your spine. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, reach it back. So we're doing a little cat and dog tilt with the spine here too. And exhale forward. So every time we bring the arms up, we breathe in and back, breathe out. Breathing up, exhaling forward. Good. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhaling up. Exhale, reach it back. Keep the tension on the tie. Inhale up, exhale forward. And this will be the last time. Reaching back as far as you can. Good. Inhale back to center, exhale and wrap. Keep the tie up. So if you need to release the tie just for a moment to relax your arms, that's fine. But if you can keep the tension there, that's also fine. So we're just going to begin to go from side to side. So making sure that when you go to the side that both of your elbows stay straight. And what we're doing with the breath is inhaling through center and exhaling as we reach to the side. And out. In, out, and in, and out. So when we go over to the right side this time, let's just pause there. Take a minute to make sure both of your sitting bones are firmly on your chair, that your feet are flat on the floor. Maybe pull the tie a little further apart. Good, breathe it up to center, exhale to the other side, and hold. So it's your right sits bone you want to be on the chair too. You don't want to be leaning off the chair, sitting up straight. So let's breathe the tie up to center. Now I'm going to take my left arm and just draw it back. Body stays facing forward. Breathe it back to center and exhale. Right arm travels back. So we're doing a little twist with the upper body. Inhaling and exhaling. A couple more times with that, and then rotating the right shoulder back. Guiding it back to center, and this time the left shoulder goes back. And bring it back to center. And now we're just going to do some circles. So you can start small and let it get bigger. You can actually fold at the waist, reach it back, keeping the tension on the tie the whole while. Great. And then switch directions. Letting out any sounds that want to come out, any grunts or groans. It's perfectly fine. And then up to center. So I'm going to leave my right arm up in the air. And I'm going to take my left hand and bring it behind me. So both arms are straight. And we're going to pull in opposite directions. Holding and breathing. Making sure your feet are flat on the floor. Great, and let's reverse that. So this time, the left arm comes up straight, right arm comes down behind you. Lots of tension on the tie. Opening up the shoulders, the front of your body. Breathing into your belly. One more breath. Great, and then let that go. Release your tie. You're not going to need it for a while. Oh, and then just jiggle your shoulders. What a workout, huh? Great. So I'm going to stretch out here. I'm going to draw my left arm across my chest. Gently press on the upper arm. Breathing. And let's bring it to the other side. Just stretch out. Great, and bring it back to center. And just take a couple of breaths. So that was a pretty good wake-up call for the upper body. So I think we should go to the lower body so it doesn't feel neglected. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm pumping my arms. You don't have to do that if you don't choose to. But it'll just add a little more intensity to what you're doing. It always feels good on bare feet too. Or as I say, I don't have bare feet, I have human feet. So I'm going to add another suggestion, which you can feel free to join or not join if you like. I'm going to bring my elbow on the opposite side to the opposite knee on an exhale. with that exhale breath. Here we go. So the more you blow out the breath, the more room you'll have for that knee to come up. Couple more. And the next time your right knee comes up, bring it up a little further. You can hold on behind the thigh, you can use your yoga tie, or you can interlace your fingers below the knee. So make sure your left foot is flat on the floor, shoulders relaxed, and breathe. So let's circle the ankle, nice and slow. Other direction. So I'm going to extend the leg out. I can hold on behind the thigh, or I can challenge myself by releasing my arms. Make sure you're not leaning back in the chair. You're making your abdominals work when you do this. And let's go into the figure 4 stretch. So whatever version you would like to work with, I'm going to place my ankle on top of my left thigh, sitting up nice and tall, gently pressing down on the knee, pulling up on the foot. And always, if you want a little more, lean forward. Head relaxed. One breath, easily following the one before. Great. Oh, that feels so good. I could stay there all afternoon. It's one of my favorite stretches. I think it's because I carry a lot of tension in my hips and lower back, so I do that stretch periodically during the day just for the heck of it. So we got to work on the other side a little bit. Again, you can just pump the arms or not the arms, just move the feet. I'm going to add elbows to knees. Here we go. Really blow that breath out. And the next time your left knee comes up, let that be the signal to hold. Again, wherever is comfortable for you, behind the thigh, below the knee. As you're holding, relax your shoulders. You can maybe move it up a little further, circle the ankle. And always remember, the most important thing is your breath. Keeping that breath nice and steady. So how about we stretch the leg out? If you want, release your hands. Engage your core. Your strong, strong core. Awesome. Let's go into the figure 4 stretch. Whatever variation calls to you this morning is the one you should do. Remember, this is your practice. Pressing down on the knee, up on the foot, and guiding your torso forward to add a little more weight to the stretch. Sigh out the breath. When you release your breath with a sound, it signals the body that it's safe to relax. And then on an inhale, let's release that. Good. Yeah, so that's a really good trick about sighing out the breath. And I noticed that we tend to do that naturally. Like if we're in a challenging situation, we might just go, but that's our way of signaling the body that we can relax, that it's safe. So just remember that little tip. So if tension creeps up on you, whether it's physical tension or mental or emotional tension, just to create a sighing out breath and notice how you feel afterwards. So one of our strengthening moves is the seated Pilates 100. So we're going to do that now. Remember, your options are, you can always keep your heels on the floor. But if you'd like, you can lift the toes and point them. Now you can't see what's behind me, but I am sitting away from the back of the chair. So my muscles are working. We're going to pump the arms 4 times as we breathe in and 4 times as we breathe out. Legs stay quiet. Here we go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Point your toes, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. See if you can pull your torso a little further forward. Make those muscles work. Great. Lower your arms, relax your feet, separate your feet, and then just let yourself fold forward, shake your head. Let it all go. And hands to the hips. Inhale. Up we go. So we're going to do chair pose, which is very strengthening, but we're going to do it with a couple of repetitions, practicing sitting back down in between. So what that's going to look like is I'm going to come into chair pose, just watch, right? I'm going to hold the pose briefly, and then I'm going to press the backs of my legs till I feel the back of the chair, and then sit back down. So this is a little bit of a fall prevention move, which is very good to practice. So let's all do it together. Move your feet back, your heels will be up. The minute you start to stand, allow those heels to drop back down towards the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, feet drop down, heels drop down, arms extend. Good, and we're going to sit back down again. Return your hands to your hips. Press your legs back and sit down. Good. So you want to try to keep your eyes level with the horizon. We're going to do that twice more. Okay? If it's too much, just sit it out. Okay, so feet back. Engage your core. Breathe in. Exhale, stand part way up. Try to stand straight up. Arms extend. Breathe. Good, and we'll release, hands to the hips, legs move back, feel the back of your chair, and sit down. Take a breath. You feel your muscles working in your legs? Good. Let's do that once more. Heels lift. Heels drop down. Arms extend. You can even bring your arms overhead if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge. Good, lowering the hands. Press your legs back towards the seat of the chair and sit back down. And just close your eyes for a moment. Notice how that feels. And I'm just going to wiggle my legs out. So we're going to be doing Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and Warrior 3. I'm going to lead them standing, but know that if standing work isn't something you want to be doing today, you can always do those movements seated. So I'm going to come and stand on the left side of the chair. And I love the warrior pose because it's just so powerful. So we're going to focus on, usually when we do warrior, we step back. So this time I'm going to invite you to step forward. So come slightly behind your chair, left hand on your left hip. Great. And when you step forward, you're going to step forward with the right foot and plant it and make that ha sound, which is going to make you feel just like a warrior. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale, step that right foot forward. Ha! Good. Ground through your back heel. Take a moment to square your hips so they're facing forward. Flatten out your toes. Remember that trick from balance. You can add one arm, both arms, or move your arms overhead. Adjust your gaze so you feel safe. And breathe in and out of your belly. Nice, strong breath. Great, lower your hands. So we're going to keep the feet right where they are. There should be a little bit of a bend in your right knee. Left foot is grounded on the floor behind you. We're going to move into warrior two. So I'm going to sweep my left arm behind me. If I don't need my right hand for balance, I'm going to release it in the front. So take a minute to look behind you. So you want to try to get the left arm the same height as the right arm and directly out from the shoulder. Gaze beyond your right fingers. And breathe. Lots of focus here. So you're working on your balance as well as your strength. Good. One more breath in. Exhale, release the arms. Step your feet together and take a breath. Okay. So warrior three is kind of challenging. So there's ways we can do it in stages. It's also known as the balancing stick pose. So I'm going to start by shifting most of my weight to my right leg. And I'm just going to slide the left toe back and bring it in. Slide it back and bring it in. Slide it back and bring it in. So if you want now, you can start to lift that foot behind you a little bit. Just lift it a little bit. Notice how that feels. So if that feels good, you can keep the foot lifted and you can begin to move the upper body. You can bring the arms out to the side, go forward. Good, nice, strong upper body. Good, lower the hand, lower the foot, and take a breath. Lots of energy in that one, huh? So let's do a triangle. I'm going to separate the feet, soften those knees. We're going to warm up a little bit for triangle by coming into five-pointed star and goddess pose. So left arm reaches out, right arm reaches out, five-pointed star. Flatten your toes. Reach your hands away from one another. So lots of energy going out through your fingers, down through your toes, up through the crown of your head. Great. And now for goddess pose, we're going to bend the elbows and come into a little squat. Remember, you can always keep one hand on the chair. And breathe. And release. Step your feet together, hands to heart center, and just take a breath. And let's go to the other side. Move my chair over a little bit. So remember, with warrior, we're going to step forward, so you want to be a little bit behind your chair. You're going to be stepping forward with your left foot. And remember to make that sound. Hand at the hip to begin. Take a breath in and send the left foot forward. Hop! Really plant that foot. Sink down into your hips. Good. Grounding through the back foot, grounding through the forward foot. Adding one hand or both hands out to the side or overhead. Flatten those toes. Send the exhale down through the soles of your feet. And breathe. So notice where your thoughts go when you're holding a pose. And let's come into warrior two. So I'm going to take my right arm, sweep it behind me. Left arm reaches forward. A little bit of bend in that left knee in the front. Gaze is towards the left, over the fingertips. Breath is strong, very prominent breathing. Let's do one more breath here. And then exhale, lower the hands. Step your foot together. So warrior three on this side. So we're just going to slide the foot back, the right foot back, and bring it forward. Slide it back. Just by doing this, you're feeling probably the stretch all the way up into your glutes. And remember, one side of your body might feel stronger, more flexible than the other. And that's perfectly normal. I'm going to lift the foot just a little bit. What's going on? So your supporting leg is soft. Toes are spread wide. So you can bring the foot up, hold it there. And if you like, begin to hinge at the hips. You can bring your hand out to the side or in front. Head is looking at the floor so you don't strain your neck. Good job, everybody. Release that, step your feet together and step them apart, getting ready for triangle pose. Arm reaches up. Over. And back to center. Step the feet together. Woo, that was energizing. Let's take a seat. So we need to take the energy down a little bit so we're not bouncing off the walls. So it's always nice to finish up practice with a forward fold and maybe a twist. So we'll do the graduated forward fold, starting with the feet under the knees. And just bring the torso forward, shoulders relaxed. Hands to the hips, inhale, come up. I'm going to move my feet away slightly. And again, coming forward. So every time I move my feet a little further away, I get a deeper stretch up into the hamstrings. And inhale up. So you can either stay with that, or I'm going to stretch my feet out pretty far. There's still a little bit of bend in my knees, though. You want to always keep that. Be careful you do not Slide off your chair as you come forward. Hands can come to the floor, or you can hold on to the legs of the chair. Easy breath. And inhale. So we'll do our twist. We'll start with the right arm, stretch it out. Bring that palm to the left knee, left hand to the side of your chair. Relax your shoulders. Relax your breath. Imagine all that energy that you generated with your practice going exactly where it needs to go in your body. Inhaling, returning to center, and we'll go directly to the other side. So the left arm stretches out. Taking that breath in, bring that palm to your right knee, right hand to the chair. Seeing if you can grow a little bit taller with each inhale, and rotating the shoulder back each time you breathe out. Let's release that now, breathing in, coming around, and just letting your eyes close, letting your hands rest in your lap or on your thighs. And now is the time when we just sit after our practice to learn from what our bodies and our breath have to teach us about who we are. Steady breath. No need to breathe any differently than your natural breath. Checking in with every part of your body, from the tips of your toes, all the way up to the crown of your head. Always resisting that urge to run ahead into the day and letting yourself be comfortable with what is in this perfect moment. Letting your attention come back to your breath again and again, as often as needs be. So beginning to take some deeper breaths. And letting yourself stretch, wiggling your fingers and toes, moving your arms, your legs. Oh, letting out those sounds. Whatever needs to happen here, just letting it go. Head shakes. Ah. opening your arms wide. Good. Wrapping your left arm around your right, giving yourself a big old squeeze. Remember, you've given yourself quite a gift by doing this practice. You deserve it. Wrap in the other direction, squeeze and hug. And then bringing your hands back to prayer position. We'll close our practice by joining our voices once again in the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om. Shanti. Peace. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from fear. And may all beings everywhere know peace. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed your practice. I know I enjoyed mine. I'll see you next week. And before we sign off, I will come up to the screen in case